Huh.
Oh, gosh.
That's nice.
Where's the stuff?
The stuff is here now. Great new day sensation. Light and free now. Boozy elevation.
I can't.
Enough is never enough. Enough is never enough of the stuff.
The stuff,
Nope.
the taste that makes you hungry for more. The stuff, taste
Nope.
that delivers.
Enough is never enough. Enough is never enough of
Uh-uh.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Are we
part of the
starting
movie.
off with this? Are we starting off?
No, we're not.
Okay,
But
we're gonna save
I
it.
just want
Okay.
to say real quick that is definitely my favorite part of the movie. Is all the commercials, all the music for the commercials. It's all so perfect. It's like spot on 80s advertising.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
It is.
Yeah,
So
there was a lot of, we have a lot of interesting stuff to talk
Stuff.
about.
Yeah, we got a lot of
lots of
stuff to say
interesting
about the
stuff to talk
stuff.
about. Yes. So thank you everybody for coming to Soundbooth Theater Live. Let's see. I guess I should probably put a reminder in the Discord. Let's see. Where's the link? Here it is. Copy. SBTL, everybody. Oop.
Enough is
SBTL.
never enough.
So welcome. Thank you guys for coming. I'm so excited for tonight's show because we're talking about the stuff, which might be the greatest movie of all.
No.
I'm having
No.
a dilemma. I'm having
No.
a philosophical dilemma about this movie that we have to discuss.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe we.
It's
I don't know,
coming.
Maybe you're
It's
right.
coming.
Maybe we should just hit it.
That
I
will
don't
be
know.
our cinema segment for a bit later. And let's see our other segments. We have another Pirates of New Phantasia to do. Another that's episode 6, right? Isn't that what Sarah said? We're doing episode 6 today.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm running this one solo, but that's all right. I'm familiar with all these characters, so
Yeah,
we'll
you're
be
gonna
able
kill me.
to knock it out anyway. We have 2 requests. One of them is a troll poll, right? And that one's the Raven. I don't know that anyone requested specifically what character was supposed to do the poem. But I've got somebody in mind already. I think you guys will appreciate it. And also we have a classic poll, something by, is it Ethermarked?
Yes.
By Damien Hansen? Okay,
Damien
cool.
Hansen, Ethermarked. It was last week's tie for the classic.
Gotcha.
I think you should just do a part of it. You know, you don't have to do
Okay.
necessarily the whole 15 and split the difference with the Raven.
Yeah. And that's going to be our show. But the big piece of news today, because as everyone knows in the whole world, Soundbooth Theater Live always starts with the news section. So let's get some news going.
Okay.
So I'm just not going to even bury the lead. I think everyone knows tomorrow or midnight tonight, Scaft, Small Chest of Fine 2, releases on SBT Direct, exclusive on our platform, soundbooththeater.com. Guys, if you haven't signed up to our website yet, now's the time to do it, because you're just not going to get scaffed otherwise. The cinematic audio first episode is releasing for free. And that's going to be, it's just chapter 1, and it's full cast sound effects and music. Dory Sachs is the narrator. Dory Sachs has replaced me as Fizzy, which, you know, as much as I enjoy playing that character, it also sucks because I'm getting older and her voice is super high, and so it's hard for me to maintain that voice. But Dory naturally sounds that way, and it's amazing how well she does as a narrator as well, even using that voice. I mean, like, she's really grown a lot since she started working with us, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear what she can do. But the cinematic audio episode will be up, as well as the full classic audiobook. The classic audiobook, I think $12.99, right?
Yes.
So if you listen to the first cinematic audio episode and you're just like, I can't wait to hear this, then you can pick up the classic audiobook one. And I think we're aiming for every 2 weeks a new cinematic episode of Scaft. I can't promise that. We're not sure because production takes a while, and we kind of decided to do this last minute. So we did want to give you guys a cinematic version of Scaft. We just couldn't do it all at once. So hopefully you guys will follow us along through each episode. And I bet it's going to get better and better with each one. But we shall see. And let's see what other news. Oh yeah, Stain, Volume 8 of Everybody Loves Large Chests comes out tomorrow simultaneously. That one is exclusive to Audible, unfortunately. I guess fortunately for some of you who maybe prefer everything to be on one platform, but there's just no way getting around it. We need those Audible algorithms to boost us. But if you get both of them, you'll be happy. Don't worry. Stain is I feel like Everybody Loves Large Chests, as far as production, is a huge step up. Every single one. I was super impressed with Goroth, but this book, Stain, blows that one out of the water, and I'm just so excited for people to hear this one. So that one is Stain. Lori Catherine Winkle plays the title character, Stain, and she does an absolutely disgusting job of it. I think you guys will be very pleasantly surprised at how much you want to throw up.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't proof that book.
I think she recorded all their lines with a little bit of water in it.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Just a pool of it.
It's hard. That's hard to do that. Otaku Paradise asks, Psycho World audiobook release yet? So Psycho World is book 2, I'm pretty sure, and that should be out already. Book 3 will be coming sometime this year. I'm not sure. Do we have any other news? Yesterday, I guess, the last episode of the Portal Books side quests was released. That whole anthology is still free to get on our platform. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and do it. Pull the trigger. Hit that buy series button, and it'll add every episode to your cart at once, and they're all free. So go pick them up, guys. Go have some fun. It's 8 separate short stories that are lit RPGs. One of them is a two-parter. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I narrated some. We had Ryan Reed narrate some. Is that one that we had Alejandra on?
No, she did some voice work, I think, but she narrated. It was Tales that she narrated.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure Ryan did some.
Yes.
Do you guys remember anybody? Oh, Emma Kate Starling narrated at least one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's quite a variety from lots of different authors. I'm sure you guys have heard of, including Jonathan Schmidt and who's the other? I gotta look it up now, guys. It's been 9 months straight of releasing these short stories. Where's the Portal books?
The one who did this latest one was Something Knight, Andrew?
Yes. Okay. So Alex Knight, Oliver Mays, Stephen Kelleher, Kyle Kieran, Jonathan Schmidt,
Alexander
R.P. Jones,
Knight.
Demi Harper, and Anthony Wright. So,
okay.
8 different short stories. Go pick all of those up now. The series has ended, and you'll be able to listen to the whole thing. Anything else?
Can't think of anything.
You know what? Fantasy Online 4 cold reads were supposed to release this week, but I don't think that happened. So next week, Fantasy Online 4 cold reads are going to be releasing. Tomorrow, I start narrating Legends of Arinia Book 2. So watch out for that cold read tomorrow. I'm aiming for about 11 a.m. Central. And the most fun bit of news for me tonight is we are going to have a Small Chests Are Fine to listening party on the Discord server. We have SBT Radio up and running now. It's been running since the beginning of the year, basically, right?
More or less, yeah.
It's nice to see people in there listening every day. It's nice to see our stuff playing there every day. for you guys to listen to for free and to hang out with each other and to talk about stuff. But tonight, upon release of Scaft Episode 1, that's at midnight Eastern, we'll be listening to that in our Discord server together. So please come and hang out. I'm really looking forward to listening to it myself. I haven't listened to the entire episode yet. I've only listened to like bits and pieces here and there, just to like keep an eye on the sound effects and the special stuff. But I haven't listened to it as a whole yet, so I'm very excited to do that with you guys. I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll spread the word. If you have not been to the Discord server of Soundbooth Theater, you can find the link to it in the description below. Otaku Paradise also asks, is the Soundbooth Theater app still a thing? Of course it's still a thing. We just made an extra version of the thing in last year, Halloween of last year. So it's a brand new app. It works much better, and we just got an update. Here's another piece of news that's also going to go out with the newsletter tomorrow. We have accessibility now on the app, which means if any of you listeners out there are blind, or you have difficulty seeing and you use a screen reader, we have now made our app usable for those of you who need that, which you guys have been asking for a while. And, we've been meaning to incorporate it. It's just not easy. It's not an easy thing to do, but it got accomplished. And we updated the app. So if you haven't already, go ahead and update that app. If you are one of those people that use screen readers, then go ahead and test it out. And absolutely, please send feedback to support@soundbooththeater.com. It's not an easy thing to incorporate. It's not an easy thing to test. We basically need those of you who need it to test it and tell us about your use cases, your use habits, the things that you want to see work better. Any ways that you can tell us that we can improve would be so appreciated, because we want to be serving, I know that there's a lot of you out there who visit the Discord server all the time who have vision issues, and that's why you're a big audiobook listener. Well, that means you're our special audience. You're the people that we're most concerned about making happy, because for some of you it's your primary source of entertainment. So please do help us improve the app by sending any feedback to support@soundbooththeater.com if you use the accessibility feature. So I think that's about as much news as I can cram in. Just to reiterate, Scaft and also Everybody Loves Large Chests Volume 8 releasing tomorrow. Watch out for that. Go pick them up as soon as you see them available. And tonight, come party with me. Ahmed, are you gonna hang, or are you just gonna hit play?
No, I'm gonna hang on chat.
Good. All right, cool. So yeah, at least
because I wanted to hear it too.
Yeah,
I haven't heard it.
So at least me and Ahmed will be at SBT Radio in our Discord server tonight at midnight Eastern. So come hang out with us while we listen to that. All right, you guys ready for some new Phantasia? Pirates of New Phantasia, episode 6. Do we have a name for this episode?
It's
called Script Title, episode 6. Script
written
Title.
by name of first writer.
Written by name of first writer, based on if any.
If any.
Yeah. Sara bases her things on very interesting stuff.
Yeah, I thought that I was sharing this time.
All right, here goes.
If any.
Put me in the green room, Ahmed.
All right. That was the green room sound.
Oh. Diddle. Wayne's World. Diddle.
Do you remember picture pages? You don't remember.
Episode 6. Written by first writer. Okay. Interior. Two scruffy space pirates and a well-dressed businessman stand in the center of an opulent desert tomb, facing off against an angry child with glowing yellow eyes, glittering gold tattoos, and a glowing spear of shape-shifted matter. Explain to me again
why the fuck you are desecrating my tomb with your unwashed bodies.
You got a bad mouth for a kid. Money. Oh, we definitely weren't desecrating any tombs for money, High War Priest. We were just exploring and accidentally stumbled across your holy resting place. And we will absolutely be going on our way right now. Aren't we, Trevor? Hey, don't forget, we're probably infected with the spot. Yeah, you got a cure for the spot? You mean one that I'd give a ragtag group of tomb-robbing thieves? Keep trying me, kid. I got a 200-gram plasma punch with your name on it. Kid! Pfft, I'm 413. Old enough to be your great-grandfather. So what? Puberty not a thing for you guys? The stronger you are, the slower you age. Define stronger. Capable of morphing your skull into a striking resemblance of a meteor impact. So, what's with the glowy spear? This? And it's a hammer now! Awesome. You know, Rose, you're probably right. The spot probably is making us hallucinate. No, this is right. The legends claim they had technology capable of shifting matter. What technology? Well, clearly it's something in the hammer. Nanotech, maybe? Here, check it for technology. What? It's just a... But how? With my mind! You drooling imbecile! Are you uncouth lizards actually telling me I meditated myself into the future? Maybe? How far into the future? About 4,000 years, sir. Give or take 50 years. Wait, did you say you had a cure for the... Silence, peasant! Your leader and I are talking. Did you say 4,000? Jim! Why do you think he's the leader? He's the only one who isn't dressed like he just stepped out of a whorehouse where they mix up the client's clothes for fun. I like the bright colors. You look like a court jester! I was actually going for the old-timey pirate look. You look like a clown, sir. I pay your salary! Haven't in a while. Actually, if you have a cure for the spot, great and holy one, we would really appreciate it. In 4,000 years, you still haven't developed a cure? Actually, no. It destroyed civilization as we know it about 4,000 years ago. Killed everyone who didn't cut all ties with any other pocket of humanity. And we're still recovering. The calling? You mean the manganine? The calling was just an irritation that was keeping the manganine warplex at bay. Mango what? Bloodthirsty warrior clan that overran humanity at the same time the plague was wiping it out. Not a warrior clan! A corporate AI hive mind with indestructible killbots bent on wiping humanity from the galaxy. The calling was our safety net. They wouldn't attack planets infected with it. It scrambled their circuits just as effectively as a guide, corrupted the code of any units connected to them. Our geneticists are even now trying to find ways to make it more infectious in order to defeat the manganine. Take me to them. I have information that could win the war. If you take a look outside, sir, you will see this whole planet is dead. No one has lived on the surface for 4,000 years. That's impossible. Go look for yourself, sir. Excuse me a moment. A clown? Seriously, Rose? Yeah, he's not gonna like what he sees up there. Give me that shapeshifty thing, banker. It's just a hammer.
Are you really trying to tell me this kid, who says he meditated through the last apocalypse, can shape things with his mind? Transmute would be more accurate. The spear was made of silver or something, and the blanket looked like goat fur. This is gold. That's impossible. I mean, they wrote on their walls that their priests and kings could transmute matter with their minds, that they were living gods, but everyone except the Dawn cultists believed it was just a myth. Yeah, well, I'm seeing some pretty good evidence it wasn't a myth here, Jimmy boy. Maybe you should call up your antiquities buddies and see if anyone wants to know more about creepy little glowy-eyed kids with mind powers. I know a few. Know any who'd pay? Captain, this is the greatest discovery in the history of archaeology. You can't intend to monetize it. Oh, believe me, he can. Damn right I can. Quiet, he's coming back. The city is gone. It's just desert. So many people. They all died. I could have saved them. Makir told me not to try, that I'd extinguish myself. He promised me they had a different cure in the works, that it would only be days. So, you said you could cure people of the spot? Is it still infecting the world? Not exactly. Just us. Why do you have it? Because someone got drunk and got fed a line about a huge score in the desert and just had to go check it out. We're out of cash, Rose. I've got like 50 PAL left. Maybe less. I know. What is PAL? Is that what they call energy cylinders nowadays? Energy cylinders. I think they call those reactors now. What reaction? It's just neutral energy. We use it to make things. PAL stands for palladium ingots. Palladium? Who cares about palladium? The hungry people? Hey, come to think of it, can you make palladium? Not for you. We've also got ruthies for ruthenium, rhodies for rhodium, idies for iridium, aussies for osmium, AUs for gold, and cops for copper. Nobody really sees ruthies or rhodies much unless they're top hats or government officials taking bribes from big corporations. You get some idies and aussies out there on the black market, but palladium's the most common. Gold and copper's like pocket change. Nobody pays with those unless they're trying to piss someone off. I'm sorry, did you just say you could make palladium? Why do you want palladium? How much can you make? I made a carrier full once. They needed it for railgun ammunition, if I remember correctly. Took me a whole afternoon. Why? Banker Jim, scratch the whole asking your friends thing. You base your economy on metals? Okay, you mean you don't? We base it on the dawn. Okay, so can this dawn cure us of the spot? It could, if I had some available, which I don't. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, those energy pods we called all-tech reactors are what you call the dawn? They look like the head-sized glowing blue balls? They look like the head-sized glowing blue balls with a handle on them? Condensed dawn, yes. Normally, guides would just suppress the effects of the infection, but I could get it out with some effort. I'd need an entire canister to completely remove the calling from within you. 2 canisters if you want to be sure. Oh, we want to be sure. Can you get me 2 canisters of dawn within 4 days? Much longer than that, and you risk the calling setting in, and the undesirables being weeded out as the wakers become immune. And as I'm assuming by the looks of you that your society has no wakers and you are not trained how to still your mind for the shift, we'll just assume you'll die like the rest. Oof. Okay. 2 old-tech reactors in 4 days? We could get Louise and Marty to make a run to Cerberus. Louise
Louise and Marty hate each other. She'll try to booby-trap him the moment she thinks she can get away with it, and he'll probably retaliate by, ripping off her head with his pinky. Louise and Marty can suck it up. What about money? We're down to 42 pals. An all-tech reactor. Even if you could find one, starts in Aussies. Louise has connections, yeah, but will Alex and Marty cooperate? I kinda see Alex finding out we have the spot and just leaving us here. We could just tell them there's a survivor down here. Oh, hell no. Do you know how much this kid is worth? I don't trust either of those AI as far as I can throw them. You don't? Pfft, what are you? Dumb as well as clingy? Easy, Rose. He didn't fight in the war. No, I don't trust them. I make it look like I do, and I always have a backup. They're both really useful for some stuff, but they also scare the shit out of me if I think about it too long. So, how do we get them to go get us what we need without letting them know why we need it? I don't know. Maybe we tell them we found a viral remedy. The calling isn't a virus. Yeah, kinda figured that with the way it glows like it's a zombie death fog. Anyway, they don't know that. Everyone on the surface thinks it's a virus. It's not a virus. The calling is a self-replicating microtech dust my great-grandfather invented to evolve the human genome for those tasked with defending it from the machines. It wasn't supposed to be released into the population as a whole, but activists got hold of the formula and spread it around thinking we were hoarding power. Made our lives so much harder, but consequently also showed us the manganine's weakness against it. It became our unexpected advantage. So we tell Alex we found a recipe for a remedy down here, and please go get it for us. Think they would? They better. Okay. I'm gonna come up with some bullshit about a viral cure recipe and get Louise on the comm. I'll be back in a minute. He's leaving because he doesn't want us to hear Alex say I told you so. Why do you base your economy off of metals? Speaking of economy, kid, we're gonna need to liberate some of your shit down here to pay some bills. My possessions are not to be sold. Yeah, well, Patsy's gonna have something to say about that if you make an issue out of it. Who is Patsy? Patsy's her big gun. Her little guns are Bob and Jeffrey. So, you're threatening me? No, of course not. She just wants to make sure all of these precious artifacts get to safety. How much is it all worth? Quite a bit, actually. Some of it is genuinely priceless. Why? You said you use metals as an economic base. Antiquities. Ah. So, can you make your eyes glow on purpose? Why? Does it make you uncomfortable? That is so cool! You said you're a warrior? What kind? The kind that kills machines. Don't tell that to Alex or Marty. They might take it as a challenge. And they are? Machines that escaped the war and switched sides. Supposedly. Are they here now? Yeah, they're back on the ship. I will not travel with manganine. The manganine died out in the fall. We, didn't even realize they were machines. We thought they were just a warlike society that was spreading really fast. So, the machines of this era aren't trying to remove humanity as a barrier to their dominance of this dimension? No, they are. And yet you share domiciles with them. Sometimes their programming goes wonky and they defect. So they say. I've heard of infills, but I doubt they'd care about a random pirate crew in some forgotten sector. Unless they're here for Louise. Louise? Some big governor's daughter or something. Trevor took her on, even knowing she was an infill target. Tries to pretend she's just some kid that likes to hotwire stuff, but I put it together. He's got a good heart. But honestly, it's kinda dumb luck keeping him in the air. He's better than working for Casper, though. Hey, quiet, he's coming back. Okay, well, they hung up on me, so I don't know what's going on. For sure. But I think Alex and Louise are about to try to kill Marty. Are they getting the old tech reactors? Yes? I don't like the way you said that, Captain. It almost sounded as if you didn't know. They'll get the reactors! In the meantime, Banker, I need you to start sorting out the most expensive artifacts. These are my things! Yeah, well, consider yourself using them to buy passage off a deserted desert planet nobody ever visits. Banker, start taking stock. Most expensive by volume. We've only got so much room in the cargo bay. Time passes. It's been 4 days, Captain. Maybe they're not coming. Did you have to leave my stuff in piles like that? It looks like cave rats made a burrow in here. I'm not feeling so good. That would be the calling, penetrating your cells and prepping its destruction of your genome because you are too mentally incompetent to direct it. Genome. Great. You just coughed blood onto my priceless tea set. So much for forcing us to wear gloves. I'm so tired. Hang in there, guys. They'll come back. They're not coming back. You have Oh, comm beeps. We have those. Blickety. You have an incoming call from an unidentified ship, potentially Scavers. Paying the Top Hat Corp subscription fee would unlock access to ship data like name, captain, and registered owner. Recommendation: refuse the call. Accept the call? What the fuck, guys? You just ditched us! We didn't even know if you were coming back! Yes, well, next time consult your resident thinking machine over your flesh blob before gallivanting into a forbidden tomb with the tendency to kill whole civilizations. I love the parrot. He's such a smart little birdie. Right, Captain? Smart. You got the stuff? Yeah. Marty's on the way now. Sorry, I didn't expect Louise to be in this. Yeah, Marty's on the way now. Oh, thank God. Yeah, you're not looking too hot there, Captain. Kinda gray and splotchy. Just tell him to drop the stuff down the hole. He'll catch it. Don't get too close. Yeah, he's not stupid. Okay, thanks, guys. Back later. You have ended this call. You have 7 free calls left before your trial runs out, and you will need to pay for a subscription. I'll need my rest in preparation for the ritual to save you. It'll be painful, by the way. Oh, great. Now he tells us, hey, at least we've got a cure. You're doing better than your companions, Captain. I wonder if you're compatible with the calling. Come on, Rose, we gotta climb back up there. Why, me? Because I can't carry both of those reactors myself, and Jim gets overexerted moving his can of mustache wax from the common area back into his bedroom. Fine. You guys just want me to drop this? Yeah, hold on while we get in position. Ready? Yeah, go! Oh, thanks. No problem. Did Alex and Louise play nice up there? They tried to kill me a couple times. Nothing horrible. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Just stay up there, okay? Planned on it. So what are the old tech reactors really for, Captain? That's, a good question. I'll let you know after it's over. Come on, Rose. Yeah, I'm starting to not feel my feet, Captain. Well, leave your gun and hurry up.
Fuck you, I'm not leaving Jeffrey behind. Just slow down a little. Rose? Rose! Banker Jim, come help me! I'm not feeling good, Captain. Jim? Fuck! Yummy! Rose collapsed! Please come help me! I told you my name isn't Yummy. That sounds like a pet monkey's name. Just come grab her! These reactors are heavy! You're doing surprisingly well. Do you have any Tuyin blood by any chance? No, just help me with her! All right. Okay, where do you need the reactors? Put them down on the floor there, then get as close to the others as possible. Fuck, Banker's out cold. Are you sure this will work? I'm sure. Calm down. The calling is attracted to the energy of the human consciousness. I can create a decoy that is more attractive to it than your meager minds. Okay. I'm going to release the dawn, and there will be a very dark, scary-looking vortex of condensed energy that I will need to get very close to your face, and it will hurt a lot. Do not back away. Stay still as it pulls out the calling, and don't try to touch it. I will consume it when I'm done, so the calling doesn't escape. Consume? She's starting to bleed from the eyes. Are you ready? Ready? Kichiga! Oh my god. Why do I get the idea that if you drop that, everyone in this sector is going to die? Kanukta ibigatkara! Oh, fuck! Oh, that hurts! Ow! 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 Fuck! Ah! I get to keep the malang. Fuck you! You weren't kidding! Fuck, that hurts! Ow! I'm surprised you're still conscious. This is like sticking your face in a deep fryer! There. What? I removed the calling from your system and ate it. Ate? You okay down there? You okay down there, Captain Nike? I heard shouting! Get up. Your friend outside is calling. Just give me a minute here. I feel like I got caught in an engine turbine. I hear him coming down. Captain, I know you asked me to keep my distance, but as your friend, I'm willing to sacrifice myself and not return to the ship if I'm in danger of taking the spot back to... Why is there a child down here, Captain? That thing is not human! What is this creature, Captain? Did he hurt you? Why are his eyes glowing? Do you need me to kill him for you? No. No. Everyone calm down. Fuck! Marty. Meet Yami. Yami, Marty. My name is not Yami. It is Entroka Yamix, Alteldare, Gofatstuyin the 7th, great creature of the dawn, and I will not be caught dead on a ship with a manganine! If I were you, Child King, I would be very careful never to use that name around Alex. You assume I'm allowing you to leave alive, abomination?! Can you kill me before I splatter your brains across the wall? Nobody's splattering anyone! Marty, stop threatening him. Yami, please don't stab him with that glowy thing. You misunderstand, Captain. I'm not threatening him. I'm merely giving him a warning regarding his safety around Alex. I don't need your warnings. I know what your kind are capable of. Oh, my head hurts. Hey, why's the kid's eyes glowing again? You piss him off or something? Here, you should wear my sunglasses. They make me feel more confident around humans, but they might keep you from being turned over to Casper. So you should have them. Your eyes are not a normal color. Just take them. He's being nice. Thank you. Great. Let's get this stuff to the ship and get out of here before the scavs come to collect.
What scavs?
The ones that left the timer back at the opening to the tomb.
You mean it was a trap like Alex was saying? Just help me move some stuff, guys, okay? We'll get packed up and blast off, and nobody even needs to think about scavs ever again.
What if they follow us?
Scavs are lazy. They'll just reset their trap and try to nab someone else. Can you help?
Not really.
Rose and Jim both look like they've been tortured in a basement for 23 days. Yeah. I don't know how you know that. Help me get the stuff to the surface. Gently. And load it on the rover.
And use gloves.
And use gloves. Box is right over there on the table. Of course, Captain. God, this is so heavy.
Careful with that.
Careful. There, yeah. Watch the edge. Let's go get the winch. Okay. Need help getting up the ladder? No, I got it. You run the winch. I'll guide it over the edge. Marty? Yes, Captain? Why do sunglasses make you feel more confident? I've always been told that humans see the soul through the eyes, and I have a nagging fear humans will see I don't have one, much like young Yami just did down there the moment he looked at me. Shall I go connect the first cargo net, Captain, or would you like to climb the ladder again? You can go ahead. Of course, sir. And Captain?
Yeah?
You're wise not to trust us, sir.
What makes you say I don't trust you, Marty?
Because you didn't tell Alex about the survivor you found down in the tomb.
I must have just skipped my mind. I was infected with the spot, you know.
Did you know the last time a survivor was found, Casper and the Crusade glassed 4 planets and 3 outposts to keep her out of each other's hands, then just ended up killing her and anyone who knew about her as a liability once they realized she couldn't be controlled?
What do you mean, glassed?
I mean, they're dead now.
Oh.
So, I hope you know what you're doing, bringing him on board. It's not a decision to be taken lightly. But I'm sure you know what you're doing. You're captain, after all. I'll go connect that net.
Thanks.
All right. Good one. We're set up. We know what the little kid's about now. I'm looking forward to see what happens next. I hope they make a bunch of money, but they probably won't. This is what I think is going to happen. I think somehow they're going to get robbed or something, and all the stuff is going to be gone, and they're going to stay broke. That's my prediction.
I guess we'll see.
We'll see. So, that was another episode of Pirates of New Phantasia. Thank you guys I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Sara, for writing yet another episode. Looking forward to the next one. Trevor seems like a pretty seat-of-the-pants kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so what's next? We're doing the stuff. Okay, it's time for us to go to the cinema.
Cue music.
Hold on, it's coming. The stuff. Okay.
Oh,
so
gosh.
Interrupt this presentation with the following urgent message.
Tonight, America is in grave danger. We are under alien attack by a popular dessert known as the stuff.
Here, Jason. Take some.
No! Don't eat that! There is
there a way to get rid of
something alive in there.
Tasty.
There's something alive in yogurt. It's called benign bacteria.
If the stuff is in your house, do not eat it. If you have it on your shelves, do not sell it. If you distribute this material, close your doors, make no more sales.
Enough.
No! Wait. Okay.
So
One
we
of my
chose-
first. This is so cringe.
Okay.
Okay, I'm getting that out of the way.
Real quick, just to remind you guys, we chose the stuff as a way to promote Stain.
Stain, yeah.
Everybody Loves Large Chests, which is coming out tomorrow. And for those of you who don't know, the reason that the stuff matches is because Stain, the title character of Book 8 of Everybody Loves Large Chests, is a slime. She's a queen slime, and her thing is she enslaves people with herself. She inserts herself into people, and it takes a spot in their brain.
Oh, just like the stuff
Yeah,
does.
just like the stuff. So, Sin,
Oh,
go
God.
ahead.
Y'all,
Unload,
I
please.
wrote so many notes. Okay,
can't wait.
I put so cringe. That was one of the first things I wrote. Stupidity gets started off right away with this guy eating this crap out of the ground. Oh, so good stuff, tasty. Oh my God.
I just love that.
And it's sweet too.
And then Michael Moriarty, that's his name, right? That's the actor's name. When he
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
and he
he's
meets the execs on the boat, and he's shaking their hands and he's talking about their sweaty palms. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. The fashion shoot video and the crazy song, just stupid.
Oh,
The
I love the
supermarket
song.
scene where the kid is like, "It's gonna kill you all," and the cops are holding him down. You know what that reminded me of? That
There's
reminded me
three
of
of
that
'em, three of 'em.
scene in Terminator 2
Oh.
when
Yeah.
they're coming. She's trying to get away from the Terminator. He's like, "He'll kill you all. He'll kill you all." And what else? Sneaky
Yeah,
people in that run downtown. They were so over the top sneaky.
The stuff was clearly a huge inspiration on Terminator 2. Clearly.
Obviously, at least that
Yeah,
one
well,
scene.
there's some truck action.
They didn't
There's,
try. The family didn't try very hard to make sure the son ate it. They just sent him up to his room. How do they know he's going to eat it? Okay, and then where's the beef reference? You know, where's the stuff? And then when this stuff gets on that guy's face, she decides to burn it. It's on his freaking face.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Doesn't she pour lighter fluid on it?
Yes, no, butane from like a lamp.
And then they
then she
burn the
lights it.
stuff in the hotel room to save the guy that the stuff is attacking, but then they just leave the guy there in the hotel room. And then when they go to the place and they leave the kid on the plane, they said, "We'll be back in a few hours," but they don't go back. They go to a hotel room. They leave the kid there. And then when he beats up the guy, when he's like infiltrated the place where all the semi trucks are, and the guy follows him to behind the truck, he like grabs the guy.
Oh, right.
He doesn't even take the time, obviously, to hide him because he immediately walks out from like he's not even trying very hard to hide his tracks.
No.
And then, why was the stuff too scared to attack the boy inside the tanker thing, but it wasn't scared to attack anybody else? Paul Sorvino's performance was just ridiculous.
Okay, which one? Who's that?
Oh, he was the general guy. He's Mira Sorvino's dad.
Yes.
Oh,
And
God,
then
over
there was
the
only
top.
one good thing that came from this movie for me, and that was this quote that is so true. And this, I think it was the marketing lady. She said, "How often it is easier to believe lies than the truth."
Mm-hmm.
That's the only good thing I got out of this doggone ridiculous film. We should have watched The Blob instead. Oh my gosh.
No, this
I
one.
had forgotten how terrible it was. See, I had watched it before when it was like while I was working, doing an audiobook or something. I had it playing. I had forgotten all this military stuff. The only thing I remembered that the two Bloom brothers were in it. The two kids.
Bloom brothers.
They're
the kids,
brothers.
The kids with the striking
They're
eyes.
brothers
They're
in real
actually
life.
related.
They're
yeah.
Scott Bloom and
okay, yeah. You know what? That's funny because that was my exact thinking when I saw them. I was like, man, did they get actual brothers?
Yeah, they did. The older brother had come along the scene first. He's a better actor than his younger brother is. It's just
So naturally, the other
younger
brother was the
brother
one
is-
they focused on.
Oh my God.
it was so freaking bad. I mean, was it trying to be stupid
no.
or was it trying
yeah,
to be
it's
serious?
a comedy.
There's some stuff that was trying to be stupid, and some stuff they were trying to do right.
What were they trying? That's the thing. They tried that. Like some parts of like this has got to be a joke, and then other parts is like they act like they really think they're making a pretty scary horror movie. No, that's how I felt about Honey Pooh, Blood and Honey.
No, this movie was maybe not so clearly a comedy. That's I think that's the issue it had.
Maybe.
Okay, so here's my
Ahmed. Yeah, I want to hear your take.
Here's my moral dilemma.
Hey, I got it all
Here's my moral dilemma.
I'm gonna glow. On
so I was like thinking, okay, I'm gonna give this movie a low score, and then I stopped and I was like,
don't you dare rate it higher than the others.
But it was better than Family Plot.
No, it is not.
It is.
No,
it was entertaining.
No.
I laughed the whole time almost.
Oh my god.
Yes, there was continuity failure, but the editing was masterful. I can't explain it. It moved very easily from one scene to the next. It was easy to follow down. Whereas Family Plot was just like, it was kind of a drag, and it wasn't really going in a straight line, and it was all like trying to make some kind of, I don't know. But once I realized, I was like, I like this more than Family Plot, then I realized I can't rate it that low, and I started really considering what's happening in it, right? And this production was like, we don't have a lot of money, but we have an experienced director, because even though he knew his time was limited, right? He knew that it's a comedy, it's a goof, but like he didn't take the time. He took the time to focus on very specific things. You know what I mean? Like if you look at the way I watched
the marketing.
The way, well, no, not the movie itself, like the way that it moved from scene to scene and the things that he focused on felt like he had directed stuff. Like he was experienced, but he was rushing through the job because it was a quick payday or something. Same with, oh my God, Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Oh, that guy I was like, what was his name?
No, hang on. You know how he comes out? You know how he comes out?
Jumps over
this
the car?
Guy, he comes over the car with a and he drop kicks the guy.
What the heck?
And then he's like, I'm Chocolate Chip Charlie. And then he sends him to Washington, D.C. to talk to he sends him to Washington, D.C. to get the FBI. He just sends him. And
I feel like we're missing something. I feel like Chocolate Chip Charlie was some kind of celebrity at the time, like a real celebrity who. No, the character, like.
Maybe,
but he's an actor I've seen before, though, right? Like I've seen him in other stuff, right?
I thought he's
an actor.
Yes, Garrett Morris has been so much.
Yeah. Okay, so he's not really. So I don't understand why was he a celebrity at all in the movie?
It felt
he wasn't.
Like,
he had been a businessman. I thought he had been like.
Yeah, he lost his business and he was hunting him down, and he ended up. But still, like it doesn't. There's no reason to like explain, because this kind of movie, the way it moved, and there's no reason to explain like where he came from, why he was there. Like it just kind of, there he is. He does his bit and then he's off. But like something about this felt very improv. Like people didn't have a lot of time to read scripts. There wasn't a lot. Danny Aiello's performance was absolutely awful.
It was so short.
Dude,
was Sorvino's performance.
Paul Sorvino.
Everything bad about this movie I love so much.
That's his. I'm not even clear as to how Danny Aiello died. Like
his
you
dog,
never.
the dog.
Yeah, the dog. So the stuff came out of the dog.
No. It starts with him. The scene was so broken up. Once again, masterful editing, very clever. But when you stop for a second and think about it, it's like, this doesn't make any sense. He suddenly was upstairs holding his chest on the floor, and then the dog showed up.
He fell because the dog was chasing him.
Right, exactly. But we didn't see that.
You didn't. Yeah, that was a terrible.
That's what I mean. He was just on the floor. Like there was a lot of that happening.
Hiding under
continuity problems where it was like, you just totally disregarded that this needed to happen before this, or they just move right to the next thing. It's like, oh, you could guess whatever happened to him. Did he get tripped? Did the dog get him? I don't know, because he just was on the floor in the next scene.
The dog got him. He was attacking him.
And he was clutching himself. Oh my God!
That's because the dog was attacking him, and then he opened his mouth and stuff was coming out.
But also the dog was not attacking him, and the dog wasn't even at any point agitated, right? Like it just like walked up to him, just like
Oh no, he
"Good
was
doggy."
He was like acting like he was attacking him. They had like snarly sounds, like the
Yeah,
dog
they
was
had
going
sounds.
after him.
They had
Right,
sounds,
but
but if you
I'm
watch
talking
the
about the
dog,
actual
the dog's like, "Hey, what's up?"
It's just like, "Hey, what's up?" That's what I mean. And then the puppet. And then
I guess they
Cronenberg
couldn't get the
puppet.
dog to act angry enough. Maybe
The
the
other
angry dog wasn't on set that
There
day.
was a lot of really snappy grossness, like the masks that they used or whatever was like it wasn't so much that they looked fake or whatever, but the way that they were edited, the snap cuts were very masterfully done.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, oh, like I don't know. It's just like, you know, like you see somebody's face all of a sudden and they're like spewing it out. It's just like, oh, or like somebody's climbing up a wall with it, or that was
just okay. So
it was so good.
No,
that's
it was
where I've
terrible.
landed. Yes, it is terrible. It is terrible.
It's terrible.
Oh, I can't.
Good
but I
ter-
don't
it's
enjoy
good
terrible
terrible.
movies. No, I don't
Oh my
enjoy. I
God.
don't enjoy terrible movies.
I
get
no,
mad
I
at
don't
them.
either. Apparently, I do. Like,
Yeah,
when
you
it comes
do.
to
If
this.
you rate it higher than Family Plot, you obviously do. Because I like Family Plot more than this.
Well, Family Plot, but I feel kind of the same way about Family Plot. It's bad, but it's entertaining.
It
from
didn't
beginning
make
to
me
end,
roll
in
my eyes
opinion.
nearly as hard as this
Yeah.
movie did.
Well,
I was
no,
just
that-
like, this is only like an hour and 30 some minutes. It
Yeah, an hour
feels like
20. An hour
I'm-
20.
Oh, that's all. I felt like I was in such
I
torture.
was so entertained.
Me
The-
too.
The commercials.
Oh,
the
okay,
stuff
yeah.
commercials.
Number one best thing about this movie is the commercials. All the jingles that they did for the stuff. It was
Oh.
perfect. It was like
good.
grade A satire of
That's what this had
80s
to be. This
advertising.
had to be. This entire
Yes,
movie
it
had to
was.
just be
Oh, yeah, it's
satire.
clear.
It was
It's clear.
satire about
Yeah,
But
it's
it
corporate
was.
America.
I
or,
didn't.
you
Okay,
know?
just like so. There's this movie called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies that came out last year, and it was a satire about the social media generation and the fakery and the virtue signaling and the artificial friendship and all that stuff. And it was really down on millennials.
Yeah.
And I knew that was the message. The problem was they made all the characters so unlikable. I didn't like the movie as a result.
Right.
So it's going so hard on the satire with this, and it's so ridiculous. I just hated it. I do not remember hating it as much the first time I saw it in passing.
How's the food,
It's-
sweetheart?
Where's the stuff? Oh.
That's nice.
Look, and they even got him. Like, isn't he? He's like,
Oh, we got it doubled up for some reason.
Light and free now.
I'm hearing echoes.
oh, sorry. Maybe it's, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my headset.
Oh, jeez.
But yes, the stuff.
Yeah, so they had all the advertising, like it was all spot on. They had like 3 different jingles that were just absolutely amazing.
There was there was even a whole like the whole advertising thing and the commercial, and it was like, what? You know, like the lady that did the commercial that made it famous decided to tag along to destroy it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that was-
Yeah,
what?
and she's like walking down the street, wiping away tears that aren't even there because she's so upset she fooled so many people with her marketing ideas. Okay.
So my second favorite thing about this movie was Michael Moriarty.
Oh, he was terrible in here.
I loved him in this
He
movie.
was such an overactor in here. It was
He was great.
ridiculous.
He was
Yep.
great.
It was so cringe the whole time I'm watching. I was like,
well,
this
no,
is
it
awful.
It was cringe. It was cringe. for
It was
sure.
cringe,
so
but it was
awful.
just the right kind. I loved his swagger. I loved the attitude his character had through the whole thing. Just like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit, but I'm a good detective. You know, like there was no apologies about who he was at all. But like he just ended up being the good guy because, you know, he got hired to do some corporate espionage, you know, like
And
I
Right.
love that.
And then
that is
also, all of a
great
sudden,
setup.
in a relationship with Nicole's character, like
Right,
Oh,
right.
yeah,
but
that
out of
happened really
nowhere.
quick, didn't it?
But it was,
Out
I
of
mean,
nowhere.
you know,
They
you
just
knew it was
started
going to
kissing.
happen right from the get-go because that was his tactic from the get-go, like talking to her, hey, you know, let's hook up, right? Like you know, not only am I offering you this job, but like, you know, you see, I'm a tall dude, right? Like, you know, and he worked his game, and
It came off exactly the way he wanted it to.
Yeah, and Jason's adventure, I thought he was gonna die in that truck. I
still don't understand why it didn't attack him.
Who's Jason?
No, it did attack him, but they saved him just in time.
No, it didn't. It stopped.
It was like, it was like...
Yeah, it had like
it was intimidated
in there
by
with him for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it should have killed him, but it
didn't. But why? It didn't explain why. It attacked everybody else.
It didn't.
Was starting to feel bad.
Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. Like, it definitely wasn't consistently killing people, and also it was kind of... Sometimes it was just, just goop. Like, or rather, it was alive, but it wasn't sentient. And then other times, it seemed to be very, deliberate about attacking people. Like, it was just very chaotic.
The rules were unclear. It
was just like, sometimes it did stuff, sometimes it was just goop. Like, it wasn't always... And then they never made it clear whether or not all the goop was ganging up. I guess it was, right? Like, from the corpses. But, the goop never actually ganged up in such a way to be like the blob. The blob eventually turns into one mass that starts killing everything. Nothing like that ever happens. Yeah. It just kind of randomly plods its way through the movie. It's only... The only thing that's important, it seems, is... Wow, it's like, I don't even know. Yeah, the production was just an absolute nightmare. It must have been. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and then of course the third act, the
third act
army shows up.
Shit.
And
was just like, what?
They jump into cabs.
Yeah.
And go to the city, and then jump out of the cabs because
this guy's got this right-wing militia.
The planes never took off or moved or anything. They just stayed there, and then they changed the scenery around them, and then they got out again. It was like, and then the militia shows up, and it's this crazy.
That character, so Paul Sorvino's
so over the top. It was so ridiculous.
Over the top.
It was
it's
supposed
funny
to be.
We've seen these actors be great.
Yeah,
and it's interesting. I wonder if they're if these particular actors are poorly directed, then they don't give good performances.
I think it was a quick paycheck. Maybe they only had 2 or 3 days of shooting. They only had budget for 2 or 3 days of shooting for each one of the big names. Paul Sorvino. Dude,
so
when they introduce, first of all, the way that Michael Moriarty's character convinces him to come along is so nonsensical. Like the interaction they had was like, wait, was that a threat or did they just become friends? I don't understand.
I know.
But
then he gives him
whatever happened, Colonel Spears was all up in arms and ready to go. And
because there were commies.
The way they
right. They explained to him that it was commies.
Yeah,
slime was commies.
The stuff was a communist plot, right? So that's all you need to tell him. Oh yeah, let's do this. And I feel like the way they played that character in the movie, it was like you were supposed to recognize the character and cheer as soon as you saw him, right?
Yes.
As if everyone was like, yes, Colonel Spears, finally. But what? Who is this person? He gets introduced, an hour into the movie, and it's already almost over. But all of a sudden, he's this big hero that everyone's following. So that was incredible. Again, it's
like
bad,
a storyboard,
but it's entertaining. I had so much fun.
I hated every moment.
It was also interesting how they were just sliding down the trucks for no reason. There's a point where they're sliding down trucks, and I'm like, why were they they weren't even on top of the trucks to begin with. How are they sliding down the trucks? But also the music was spot on. It seemed like they got a proper score.
Yep.
Which leads me to believe that this movie was storyboarded to be this production. And then somehow got whittled down.
Exactly.
In very precise moments, and turned
they were
into
fuck,
something
what do we
else.
do now? I don't know.
Kid it was like E.T. Why was there so much focus on this little kid? Michael Moriarty kidnapped him. That little kid. He kidnapped Jason.
He pretty much did, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, oh, get in the car. He's like, I've seen it move too. He's like, what?
Well, that was trying to get away from his
parents, his crazy parents. But still,
I don't think he really kidnapped him.
Oh,
kind of. I mean, technically.
He was saving him.
Technically.
Technically,
No,
it's
no,
kidnapping.
we
was
know,
saving
but
him.
technically he kidnapped him.
No, he was saving him.
He did save him
Yeah.
consequently, but
Yeah.
he didn't. It didn't seem like he knew that per se. And why he even showed up to begin with.
He didn't ask what happened. He's just like,
And then-
a kid.
oh no, the shaving cream. Oh my god.
Jeez, I know.
This movie has too much in it.
And he
It
was
has
like,
too
why
much.
did you even keep, he kept eating it in front of
He
him. It's like,
kept
this
eating it.
kid's
That
going to
was-
barf. And then
oh.
obviously he's like,
Oh my god. No, what I was wondering was why did he fill it up with shaving cream? Why didn't he make it empty
Make it
with
look like
shaving
he-
cream?
I know,
And
I was
that's all I
thinking the
was
same
thinking
thing.
of. Like he's
He
like
comes
topping it
downstairs
off.
and he's
Like,
like, yeah,
you couldn't
right.
eat it?
Like,
Oh.
what? And he's like, oh, he hadn't even hardly had any, according
He
to
had a lot of that shaving cream too before he like vomited.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
car. That was,
Okay.
That's awful.
Third thing that I really loved about this movie, like of my top things that I enjoyed, was the way that when people were possessed by the stuff, they became like porcelain, like incredibly fragile to the point that anyone could just like punch somebody in the face and their entire head would cave in,
Just explode.
and explode. Yeah, and
yeah,
then
but
stuff would
sometimes
kind
it
of
would,
dribble out.
sometimes it wouldn't. Did you notice there was the one guy that they hit or something, and there was blood, but then later there was stuff coming out. That made no sense.
No, it doesn't.
I was like, what?
It's continuity.
I
That's like
think
like
that was
nobody...
the one the guy they ran over maybe, or something. They did something, and I was like, okay, we're gonna see the blood's gonna really be stuff coming in. No, it was blood, and then the next shot you see him, then it's stuff.
Who was it? Who was it that there was one scene in particular where David and Chocolate Charlie, was it Chocolate Charlie?
Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Chocolate Chip Charlie. Where they, I think they were running away and they got into a boat. And like there were people chasing them, and they kind of like hid behind a sign or something, and then popped up and like killed a couple of them, and then they left.
Yeah.
I have a vague memory of that.
For some reason, that particular scene really stuck in my head. I think because it was just so clumsy.
It was
as far as like the fight.
It was like how did no. Actually, my takeaway from that one was that the guy in the back actually pushed the boat out. And then he went in the water, so that felt very clunky because it was like, wait, were you trying to hang on, or but you were actually pretending, but you were actually helping out, and it was just not convincing at all. Like,
yeah. So I wish that we had more David, Chocolate Chip Charlie buddy cop action.
Yeah,
liked
that was
the pair
definitely
of
out
them.
of nowhere.
I wanted that. I wanted more of that in the movie.
Out of nowhere.
Complaints. Actual complaints. There were just like I don't know. Maybe this isn't a complaint because it's just another thing that was bad but still entertained me. The director of photography might have been a new guy. Like some of the shots were just like so unnecessarily like long or unstable. Too much movement. It seemed very, again, improvised, right? Like it was like this was done on such a tight budget, on such a tight schedule. And that's actually another one of the reasons why I enjoyed it. And one of the reasons I enjoyed the family plot is because it makes me think about the limitations that they had when they were making the movie. And like, it made me, wonder about the limitations and stuff. So, really, really stupid movie, bad movie, loved it.
So he went on to direct such hits as Cellular and Phone Booth. He did both.
He wrote Phone Booth.
He wrote.
It's showing written by. It does.
within 2 years
This
of
isn't his filmography. This looks like his
What did I
writing
do?
credits, right?
Writer, producer, director. Oh man, I guess I went through
He's
director.
won 4
go
awards
down and see
been nominated for 6.
what his filmography is,
That's what we're looking
because all
at
this
here.
is stuff he's written.
Well, some
Creator,
of it's
writer,
writer,
story.
some of it's
Oh, is this all?
creator.
This is all written.
It's what it says, writer at the top.
yeah, writer.
Maybe down the page a little more, it will show stuff he's directed. He wrote and directed this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so do you guys remember what grade
there
I
you go.
gave
There you go,
Family
direct.
Plot?
Oh.
Is it a 4?
I can't remember if
Well,
it was
it's
a 4, 5, or 6.
I think it was a 4. I think it was a 4 and a highly recommend. 4 out of 10. I'm going to rate the stuff a 3.5 and an even higher recommend.
No.
3.5 out of 10 for the rating of the movie as far as quality.
Q, the Winged Serpent. That also starred Michael Moriarty. I saw that. Yeah.
Was
it's
it
about
good?
this dragon.
So,
I mean, you know,
not
it's
likely.
about this dragon attacking New York City or something. See?
Okay, I got to see
On
it now.
Empire State Building.
I got it. Oh my god, that looks like what's his name? The guy who does all the fantasy art. Shit. What's his name? Frank
This has a
Frazetta.
high-
That looks like Frazetta.
Oh, I
Frank
have no
Frazetta.
idea who. Does it even
Hold on.
say? I don't know.
its name is Quetzalcoatl.
Okay, so
Just
let me
call
look
it
that up.
Q. That's all you'll have time to
was it
say
called Q?
before it tears you apart.
Seen this
What
a
is it
few
called?
times
Q?
playing on
Q what?
Pluto TV. It's called Q, the Winged Serpent.
This is yeah. American Monster. Okay. Oh,
I didn't realize that was the same
It's
director.
like a video cassette. Is David Carradine in it?
Yeah,
it's David Carradine, right?
is he? Oh yeah. I thought Michael Moriarty was in this as well. I'm pretty
Look at
sure
this
he.
picture. This is the picture. This is the money shot right here. That's their best shot right there. Right there.
David Carradine. Yeah, he's in it. Let's see.
The wings. I love these old videotapes. It reminds me of video
Artwork by
stores.
Boris Vallejo, I think. Boris Vallejo is probably it, actually.
Well, you know, I guess.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, Michael.
There's a signature. I see it there. All right. Yeah, Boris Vallejo. So yeah. 3.5 out of 10. Highly recommend.
Okay,
What
on
you guys-
Letterboxd.
What are you guys giving it?
On Letterboxd, I gave this a 1 out of 5.
Okay. So 2 out of 10.
If we're going on a 2, if we're going on a 10-point scale, I give it a 1 out of 10.
Okay,
I mean,
so
the
give it
lowest I can give
possible.
it. Yeah, the
Okay,
lowest. Maybe I
1
should
out
have
of
rated
10.
it half a star
Alright.
on Letterboxd, just because I don't like stupid stuff like this.
Okay.
I'm
Ahmed,
gonna
what do you
give
think?
it. I'm gonna give it a 3 because I don't know what else to give it, and like I'm still having this dilemma.
And you did
because of
like it?
that's what I gave Family Plot, and I didn't really like that, so I think my scale is broken. Like I don't know. I liked it. I felt like giving it like something higher because of how much I enjoyed it, that ridiculity.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess 3 because it
3,
was
okay.
it was quite awful.
So 3.5, 3, and a
Oh,
1.
1.
Yeah, a
Sim.
donut if she could probably.
So
Give it a 0. First
so
movie to get a
stupid.
0.
So stupid.
Wait, are you officially giving it a 0, Sin?
I mean, you have to give it some sort of rating. So I mean, I just on
But
Letterboxd I
you
gave it a
don't.
1, but I probably should have given it a half a star. Then that would
Okay,
be
so
1 out
1.
of 10.
1 out of 10. So I think we're unanimously agreed. Go watch this movie.
I'm not.
Uh,
I'm not. Don't waste your time.
I like how he got there.
I mean, if you like retarded stuff like that, then
No,
sure.
it's
This
fascinating.
was-
It's fascinating. It's not what
From
year
a
was it?
production
98 or
perspective,
86?
considering all the things that we
Was
think
it
about.
86 or 85?
Oh,
I think I liked Q better, but then I haven't focused on Q either. That's another one of those things that's been playing in the background.
Yeah, I'm very looking forward to seeing Q now. Quetzalcoatl.
You know, I actually finished watching it today. I didn't
Q.
watch it over the weekend. No,
Oh,
the
the
stuff.
stuff.
I finished watching it this morning. It's part of my job. And I'm just like rolling my eyes. I'm like, I want to watch Luther instead. I gotta watch Luther because the movie's coming out tomorrow, and I need to finish season 5.
Okay, so next week or next time.
Next time.
What's
next
coming out next
Cinema.
time?
Well, so first of all, we're gonna be hopefully episode 2 of Scaffed.
Oh, okay.
So maybe
something to promo that then?
Yeah. You know what? Megan. What about Megan?
Well, that's different.
I know.
I loved Megan. I've already seen Megan.
Okay.
I liked Megan. Something I thought about was Invasion of the Body Snatchers because they kind of take over your mind.
What about what's?
Yeah, but
what
she.
was
But
that
that's.
movie?
Oh no, we're talking about Scaff.
We're thinking about Metal Golem
that
Girls.
Right.
French movie with the kid who built. He was like a clock maker. The kid from Ender's Game. Hang on, I'll get it.
Oh,
Flight of
Hugo.
the Navigator.
Hugo. And how does that tie into Megan? Did he make an automaton?
Oh no, it didn't. It's just another suggestion.
I mean, not
for,
Megan. I mean,
mechanical,
for
like,
Scaff.
Gollum.
Oh, okay.
Because he, I think the girl is a machine. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Megan?
I haven't seen. No,
And
he's
Megan,
talking about Hugo.
Oh, and Hugo. I have not. I don't know anything about Hugo.
Maybe I don't remember.
I've only seen it in
watched
bits and pieces.
Ali G is in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays like a copper. But it's also the other reason that I think that's a good one is because it's in an alternate world that's very steampunky.
I was gonna say steampunk.
And it's whimsical. And I feel like Scaff's got this little bit of whimsical vibe.
You want to do Hugo then?
It feels like a radio show vibe, like especially when you hear Katya and she's talking over the comms all the time, like ha ha ha, I'll get you. You know, it's like it's got that kind of, you know. But yeah, so that was one suggestion. Hugo's is a suggestion.
Hugo. I've not heard of this movie, so I'm looking. I'm okay with Megan. I'm okay with Hugo, Megan.
What's another one? Oh, I guess Alita Battle.
Ooh, I love that movie.
It's a good
love
movie.
that movie.
But I feel like we've all seen it though. Have you seen it?
Yeah. I saw it recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not a good one to like.
I've seen Megan. Have not seen Hugo. I mean, I've seen it in passing, but I never paid real close attention to it. I wonder if there's others. You know, I feel like we should come prepared with a list instead of like trying to come up with it off the top of our head while we're having, because I bet there's going to be other movies that would be good too.
Here's a stretch. We could watch Guillermo del Toro's new Pinocchio.
Oh well, Pinocchio.
I've heard that's actually really good.
It looks good. I haven't seen it yet. I wanted.
It's stop
to
motion,
see it.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got.
I'm not into Pinocchio, but I've heard it's actually really, really good.
Yeah, no, the Disney Pinocchio was like scary.
I have zero interest in.
Yeah, I heard that was maybe the worst.
It was really creepy.
The worst one they've ever made.
I kept
and they continue
like
to insist on making these live action
Yeah,
adaptations.
it makes them a bunch of money.
And Tom Hanks was in it, and
right, yeah.
It made me very sad for him.
Yeah, I don't ever want to see that movie, but I do want to see the Del Toro one. So we have
Hugo.
I think Hugo may be the one.
We got Hugo. We got Megan.
Bye, Rich. Hugo, Megan, or Pinocchio. I'm trying to think of others that had like robotic type.
Well, I think AI, the Spielberg film.
I've seen that in a long time.
Haley
Joel Osment. I wasn't super crazy about that movie.
I liked it.
I liked it up until the end.
I think the end was my favorite part.
Really? Okay.
I don't want to.
It was just so brutally sad and just like melancholy.
Yeah, it was the whole thing was brutal and sad. It just starts. Yeah. It starts here and it just.
Yeah, just
drags
you into the ocean. Drags you into the
exactly, and then there's this whole epilogue, and it's also
no, I think
like
we've all seen it, so I don't think that's a good candidate.
Okay,
let's go with Hugo for the next time, but let's
Hugo.
like try and think of more over the next couple weeks and kind of build up a list.
We'll be releasing episodes.
Bicentennial Man.
Yeah, that's a good example. Bicentennial Man.
I mean, Robin Williams.
That one.
I have not seen that one.
That's the one where she he turns into a robot over a century so he could bone a chick. Oh no, he turns into a human. And then,
over a century so he can bone a chick. Yeah.
So he can bone a chick. Yeah. More or less. I mean, maybe that's oversimplifying it.
Pretty much.
Okay, so we have Hugo, Megan. Oh shoot, Pinocchio.
Mm-hmm.
And now
or
Bicentennial Man.
Man. But since we have chapters of Scaft coming out, we could just just go
Yeah,
down
I
the
mean, we
list.
can spread them
That's a
all
good
out,
point,
but
if we're
you know,
gonna-
I'm,
if we're gonna
I'm
be
sure
doing
there's
that.
going to be other releases that we can, you know. Make a
I'll
list
also
out of
do a
as well.
search and see if there's anything else that comes up that might fit, like robotic or automatons or.
Okay, we'll do that over the next couple weeks. For now, let's just settle on Hugo for next time.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you for another awesome cinema segment.
Was fun.
Thank you.
I'm glad I got all my frustration out. I read every single dang note I took. I was so.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
just
really
like,
good.
this
mad.
is so bad.
You were
Yeah,
so
I get
mad.
get
That's how I
angry at
felt about
movies when
Family
I don't.
Plot. That's how I
Oh,
felt
sick.
about Family
I'm
Plot.
sorry you hated that one. I didn't.
Family Plot made me upset.
It was not the best movie, but I didn't get angry at it like I did this movie. I got angry at this movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a movie that I feel that way about.
Really?
When we do one of these. Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, it's not as if I want to.
I mean, I'm
experience
trying
that,
to think
but just
of
for
what would
balance,
act
just for
like
the
what
sake of
would
balance
actually
for the show. That's all I'm saying.
so you can be as pissed as I.
Yes, yeah,
got.
exactly.
But I just wonder, like, what would make you feel that way about a movie? Would it be something you have a lot of fan investment in, like maybe it's an adaptation of something,
Yep.
some sort of original source?
That's
like,
something that could happen, or if it's just boring.
Yeah, let's watch Cowboy Bebop.
Oh God.
You talking about the
Netflix
show?
live action?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is unwatchable.
I watched it.
It's
quite awful.
Oh,
I couldn't
watched
get through the
it.
second episode. I just couldn't.
But see, I haven't seen the anime.
Oh my
So
God.
it was okay-ish to me. I didn't
Oh my
hate
God.
it. Like some people
Oh my
really
God.
hated
No,
it.
but I didn't necessarily hate it because of the anime. I couldn't even like watch it. It was so. There was something that was always felt a little off about. I don't know what it was. I don't know
Dude,
what it
you
was.
made
I
a
just couldn't watch
mistake.
it.
Why would
It
you
had
watch
nothing to
that
do-
and not the
and
anime
I love
version?
the anime, but
I don't like the anime
it's
style.
my favorite
I
anime
don't like the style
of all
of the
time.
art for one thing.
yeah,
It's
it
my-
came right out of the anime. Like all of that was exactly how the anime played. It had all the fast swipes and the and
Yeah.
the jazz and the that's.
But
what
it was poorly done. That's the
Yeah, I
thing.
don't-
It was
What
like,
what did
compared to the
you
anime.
what did you not like? Like what was it about it that you didn't like?
The
that pissed
characters
you off?
didn't feel like I don't know. They were.
You
they
feel
were
like they weren't
acting
cast?
just like the characters, but somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the what's his name? The main character and Black Dog. Though they seemed like they acted like those characters. They didn't look like the characters, but they did seem to act like them pretty well. I think that the guy who played Black Dog was actually the best out of them.
Of the three, yeah.
Yeah. But dude, there's just nothing that comes off right. It all feels forced. Yeah, Goddess actually just said it too. It feels forced. Everything feels forced about that show.
Yeah.
But like the anime to me is like maybe one of the most perfect things I've ever watched. Like I love it so much.
It's
very
super
good.
popular, I know.
Yeah.
The whole thing is supposed to feel like a heist kind of show, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the-
Well,
I don't
it's
think the
noir.
Netflix-
What it is it's space noir.
Yeah.
Western.
with the
Weird.
bounty
It's an awesome genre bending thing, and of course the score is like absolutely phenomenal. Like all the music in that entire show is incredible. So, I don't know. It's
So
to see
that was-
something that good.
Our talk
It's
makes me
so
want to
botched.
watch it again.
I bet you no one
Try it
else
again.
could have made a better live action version of that show. I bet
Yeah,
you that
maybe
is
that's
as
what
good
it
as
was,
it possibly could have been.
Yeah, sometimes anime doesn't translate well to live action.
It just doesn't. It almost never does. I don't know that I've ever seen a live action version of an anime that I liked.
Well, I think Alita was pretty decent.
But that one was never an anime. I think that was a manga.
Yeah.
No, it was an
an
anime.
anime.
Was
Yes,
it?
it absolutely was. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Actually, a
I've not
lot of the
seen
frames come right from it. I didn't
Exactly.
see the anime.
Yeah.
I just saw the thing about.
I saw clips of I've seen clips of the anime,
and it's the same. They put them side by side.
they
and it's
did
like,
some of the stuff
oh.
exactly the same.
I
Yeah.
okay. So you know what? I would put Alita back on the menu for one of these segments if it was the anime, because I haven't seen it.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Let's try to fish that one out. And
Cool.
Do that.
All right. So let's
compare. Do a
So
comparison.
Hugo is 2 weeks
Go.
from now, and let's do our last two segments here. We got 2 requests, and they'll be pretty quick. So Ether Marked by Damian Hansen.
Yeah, Damien Hansen, Ether Marked, and the Raven.
The Raven. Okay.
I forgot what voice you said you were going to do it as.
Oh, no, you
we
didn't.
know. He's gonna have to go to the dressing room.
I have
So
to
it's
go to the
gonna. Oh,
dressing room.
that's
I have
right.
to
No,
put
I
on my
remember. I
costume.
remember. I'm so excited to see him.
I'm putting on a costume for the Raven. Okay, so I've done Ether Marked on here before, but I have two different scripts here. One is tutorial, and the other one's called something else.
It? I think did the thing specify? Hang on, let me look. I don't think it did specify, but let me look.
Yeah, just make sure real quick.
Alright, let's see here. Oh wait, no, I gotta look at Facebook. I don't think I felt like it didn't specify, but I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out right now.
Okay. Nothing?
No, I'm still I'm scrolling through posts right now.
If anyone else knows which segment I'm supposed to read for Ether Marked, please say something in the chat.
No response yet.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start moving on this.
Tutorial.
Tutorial.
Sir. I just found it. Jeez.
Okay, and this one is called Tutorial. All right, good. So here it goes. Our classic poll for today, Ether Marked, the tutorial scene by Damien Hansen. And here's a little synopsis. Ginny has just begun the game called Ether Marked, the world's first fully immersive system in which the user jacks themselves in and uploads to the game server. She has just finished choosing her stats, race, and character class, and now she must go through the system's rather unique tutorial system. Characters. Ginny, or Phantasia. In the scene, the normally reserved Ginny now has the chance to be someone new, and she seizes it, speaking and reacting with the uncharacteristic boldness that will later define her in-game character. Goblins. They are guttural, and they don't speak English well. Cynema, a retired soldier turned nanny. She is bold in her words, but afraid for her young charge. All right, here goes. Ether Marked by Damien Hansen. Ginny opened her eyes, and she was surprised to find herself in the towering confines of a crib. An exclamation mark hovered in the corner of her vision, and she selected it with her mind. On the eve of the Marcroft, thunderous skies foretold an event of great importance, and, under the storm split sky in the home of a great mage, a daughter was born. What did her parents christen her? Ginny was surprised. She hadn't really thought about it. Usually, when she joined her VR games, she simply put her own name in because, quite frankly, no one was ever going to know who she was in real life anyways. But this was actually living in the game, and it felt like a chance to shed her skin and leave that old sad sack behind. She thought back to happier times, to times when she used to revel in the movies and books of swords and sorcery. And one hero came to mind. "Phantasia," she said. "My name is Phantasia." She understood her words clearly, but they came out as the giggle and burbles of a 9-month-old baby. Still, it was enough. The system registered her name and even spelled it exactly as she wished it to be. "You are Phantasia, first daughter of the House of Trevelyan. Your parents are Regina Trevelyan, High Artificer of the Aetherium, and Honorius Trevelyan, High Maester. You live in an affluent household within the lands of Lycorum. It is a wonderful life full of love, laughter, and luxury. Until one day." Her vision changed, and suddenly she was a dainty little girl in a bonnet and sundress. She looked about herself in awe. She sat with a woman in the back and a wight of a maid's outfit under a towering apple tree. Under them was a blanket, atop which was a basket filled with a mouth-watering array of fruits, vegetables, and smoked meats. "Oh, Phantasia, what a beautiful day for a picnic, don't you think?" Phantasia couldn't stop gaping. They were atop a very tall hill, and she could see for miles around them. She looked down at her tiny kid legs and wondered how on earth she had even made it up here. She opened her mouth to say something, but was interrupted.
Chiglach!
An inhuman voice bellowed.
Chiglach, shit me son!
A gray-skinned being, just a tad taller than herself, was yelling at them in a tangled and monstrous tongue. He must have been hiding in the undergrowth of the hillish pine trees that skirted the rocky edges opposite the beautiful and gentle incline of the trail. Phantasia saw 2 more sets of hands pop over the ledge and grab hold. He had allies, and they were coming fast. In Ethermart, random encounters are a fact of life, though their frequency declines in more settled areas and after the completion of certain global events. Unfortunately for your maid, Selenia, she, and your parents, felt that the lands around your manor had become safe enough for the 2 of you to enjoy a nice picnic atop Fulvian Hill. Their mistake is yours to correct. Stand up and defend yourself. Phantasia stood up and put her little hands up. Selenia stood up next to her in a much more martial stance that hinted at some past training. Okay, I forgot. This is her nanny, not her mom or whatever. I was thinking it was her mom for some reason, so I'm going to give her a different accent.
Begone, goblins! These hills are human lands! You is gives us the food, or yous is deadly.
The lead goblin spit out in a thick and slurried accent. These goblins aren't that tough, but to a 5-year-old child they most certainly present a difficult challenge. To engage in active skill or spell during combat, you must think or say the category name followed by the spell or skill name. Try this now. Phantasia targeted the lead goblin with an angry stare.
Spell push!
Her blue ether mark flared, and she saw the goblin screech before scraping back just over the lip of the edge and then teetering over backward down the steep and unforgiving side of the hill. Very good. You have used 2 mana and defeated an enemy. Often your enemies will be tactical in their interactions, especially if they are other players in the game. However, these little guys are well known for their impulsive nature. Lucky you. You can regain mana points via various potions, crystals, and items scattered throughout the land, but most commonly these are regained through time and rest. Mana points are regained at a rate of 1 per minute. This can be accelerated by sleep and rest. When in a restive state, these rates increase by a factor of 10. The goblins, who had just been waiting while the voice talked, both sprung into action when he finished. One charged at Phantasia.
You killed me brother,
he sputtered. She saw that he held a short but wicked blade in his right hand and another in his left. The other said, Spell slice! And a bloody gash tore into Selenia's side. She cried out in pain.
I'll save you, Selenia,
Phantasia shouted. Something about this game, the tutorial. It just made her feel like this was her life, her treasured friend that she needed to defend against the evils of the wild. She shifted and tried to kick out at the rushing goblin fiend, but missed entirely and fell on her ass. On very rare occasions, your system attack will be so misjudged and so mistaken that you will suffer a critical fail. Under normal circumstances, this would be accompanied with a debuff that reflects the nature of your fumble. A suitable one here would be overextended, with a base plus to hit and damage by the enemy for a period of 1 minute. However, since this is the tutorial, the debuff will not be applied.
Gee, thanks,
she said from the ground. The combatants had paused again to allow the voice to instruct its student. The opposite is true as well. A system attack that is so well aimed and struck, accompanied with perfect random dice integers, will allow you a critical hit. Try it now. The enemies remained paused. Phantasia got up cautiously. Still, no one was moving. She put her fingers into the shape of scissors and jabbed them into the goblin's eyes. Everyone started moving again, and the goblin reared back, squealing. A hand slapped over his eyes.
Get the face! My eyes!
He yelled. Phantasia saw that the exclamation of a system notification had appeared, but she didn't want to check it just yet.
Spell push!
She yelled, and the second goblin toppled off the cliff. Congratulations, you have defeated another goblin. Also, you have a system notification. If you had checked it, you would have seen a notification that you had scored a critical, and that the enemy had received a 1-minute blindness debuff. In the regular game world, these notifications will not stop combat, so learn to check them on the fly.
Yeah, noted,
Phantasia replied as combat resumed. Cynema was holding one hand to her wound and looking in amazement at her young charge. The last goblin was doing the same. "Spell slice!" the goblin yelled. An invisible blade slashed down her leg, leaving a bloody mess in its wake.
Ouch!
Phantasia screamed.
That hurt a lot!
Pain settings can be dialed up or down in the settings menu. You have just been hit for 4 points of damage. In the regular game, that would leave you with 49 hit points. However, as a child, you have been drained to 1 hit point. There exist a myriad number of potions, foods, and items that can give you back your hit points quickly. However, most commonly, people allow their wounds to heal naturally at a rate of 1 hit point every 10 minutes. The healing rate increases tenfold when resting or otherwise encamped. In other words, don't get hit again. Phantasia stumbled as the game kicked in again, and this time she targeted the sneering creature with her eyes. Several spells popped up in her vision, along with hand motions for her to cast. The pull spell was the simplest. Just pull towards herself as if she had an invisible rope in her hands. She did, and a barely visible, shimmering orange rope shot through the air and seized the goblin's torso. It fell forwards, face first, onto a stone, and groaned.
2 spells, my child. What sort of being are you?
Cynema gasped, her face a rictus of awe and amazement. She bent down and retrieved a large carving knife. As the goblin got back up off the blood-drenched ground, she flung the blade and it embedded itself into the goblin's already skinned and peeled face, flopping it back down to the earth where it shuddered, then died. Congratulations. Your encounter has been victorious. In normal gameplay, you are rewarded experience points for the completion of a great deal of tasks. Combat experience is accrued with every successful hit on an enemy, even if you flee from the encounter. Bonus experience points are earned at the end of a successful encounter. Prestige points are awarded at the successful conclusion of battles and as a reward for the completion of various quests and tasks. All of this you will learn more conclusively during gameplay. When the voice stopped, Phantasia unfroze and started to stumble over to Cynema, but the world faded away. All right, and that's it. That is Damien Hansen's Ether Marked, the tutorial scene. Go check it out on Kindle. It is still, I'm sure it's still available on there. The link might be in the description below. We'll see. But yeah. That's it, Ethermarked, Aethermarked. And I actually really like the cover of this book. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's very different from what we're used to in this genre. It's kind of like a throwback style. So really cool. Thank you again, Damien Hansen, for requesting that one. And yeah, hopefully we'll be seeing you again sometime soon. Real quick, guys, before we go on to the next poll segment, we have made a decision recently. We're actually going to be changing this show quite a bit soon. We're experimenting with new formats and stuff. You know, we just want to change things up, try something new. So for now, I think one thing that we're going to do decisively before moving forward is I think we're going to get rid of the classic poll. So for any of you who are authors who at one point had wanted me to narrate some of your stuff on this show, I'm sorry, but the classic polls I think are just they get I don't know. I feel like we're all in the same genre basically, and a lot of the time we're like testing out beginnings of stories, and to be honest, a lot of the lit RPG genre kind of starts the same way, and so we don't get a whole lot of material that I think is entertaining for everybody. So we're going to continue with the troll poll because we get to fuck around with the troll poll. And I think that's just a bit more entertaining. But, that just means that the rules are changing to this. Anything that you request on the troll poll, be sure to, brace yourself, because we're going to fuck it up. We're going to mess with it. We're going to make it sound silly. We're going to make it dumb. And, that's just, I think that's how things are going to go for a while. If people really want the classic poll back, I think we'll see some reaction in the Facebook group or in the comments here or something. But for now, we're going to do away with it, and we're just going to stick to the troll poll from now on. So, speaking of troll poll, my next request is from the troll poll. Let's see here. Let me find. Is there a link? Did you find did someone send a link to this?
No. If you don't have it, I'll just look it up. Hang on.
Okay, put it on. You're gonna put it on the screen. All right, I'm gonna go change into my costume real quick.
Do it right fast.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I hope it works. Oh, there we go.
Hey! All right.
It scared me.
Everybody, I am back. I've come back to the show. The Soundbooth Theater Live. I like it. Oh, let me take my glasses off. I look like a nerdy vampire. You don't want to see that, do you? Okay. All right. So, for Troll Poll for today, someone, they request a poem. I know poem is for sissy people, but the Raven is one of the ones that legendary sort of poem. That's it's kind of scary, I think. Well, what do you think? You guys think this poem is scary?
Maybe a little, but I've never fully read it.
Kind of creepy, a bit romance, a bit romantic-like. Kind of, like old-style Dracula, very romance-orient, if you know what I mean. So I think someone, they request this because they hear Dungeon Crawler Call do it. And personally, I think that Carl, not very good actor. I don't think he did very good with the reading of the poem. I think I can do it much better. It's comes from closer to my time period than Carl's, I think. But yeah, I do it for you. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe? Is that? I can't remember. Do you pronounce this way? Poe.
Poe.
Why is extra letter there?
I don't know.
Silly. Very silly name, man. Very silly ears on this man. Also, one thing that I say is good about him is, like me, very, very small nose bridge, eyes close together, like proper human. Yes, man, I don't know, I feel like I met him before, but I thought his name is not familiar. I don't know. I've seen pictures. This is it. But here goes. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. All right. Once, upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. Forgotten lore. Very, very recognize that. Lots of that in my library. Okay. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. Distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name L'Amour. Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door." This it is, nothing more. It's nothing. It's okay. No reason to be scared, okay. Presently, my soul grew stronger, hesitating, then no longer. "Sir!" and I, said I, "Oh, madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the words, "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, "So thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art shorn or craven, ghastly grim, an ancient raven, wanderings from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, from whom unmerciful disaster followed fast till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of nevermore." But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er. But whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by his angels he hath sent thee, respite, respite and nepent from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepent and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Eden it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my hut, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never fleeting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. In the lamplight o'er him, streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Hey, the raven! I do the poem. It was very fun. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. What's that?
Speaking of Edgar Allan Poe, have you guys seen The Pale Blue Eye on Netflix?
No. Was is this?
It's a mystery that takes place during the days of when Edgar Allan Poe was a cadet at West Point, and there's these series of murders.
It's with the Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good movie.
Did you know the guy who?
So much.
It was good, very atmospheric, wasn't it? I wish I could have seen it on the big screen. It was on the big screen for a little bit.
Whole movie remind me of my castle. You know, just the fog everywhere.
Exactly, gray and dreary and just very sad and depressing. You know. Do you know who it was that played Edgar Allan Poe?
I don't remember his name, but he did good job. He looked like him.
But do you know who he was? What he's been in?
I've seen him many times.
It was a surprise to me who he was.
The one I remember the most was Chess Lady, Chess Girl.
Okay, but do you know what he played in a long, long time ago when he was a kid? He looks completely different. I never would have guessed. I had to look it up to find out who he was, and then it shocked the hell out of me. He was the dude who played Harry Potter's cousin Dudley, big fat Dudley. Right? Wasn't his name Dudley? Yeah, he was. That was him.
I have not seen this movie.
You haven't seen Harry Potter?
No.
Oh.
You don't need it.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what you
He
what
was
you mean.
very, very
obese.
He
becomes skinny.
Now he's
Edgar
doesn't even
Allan
look
Poe
like
looking
himself.
man.
Yeah, he looked like Edgar Allan
claim
Poe.
to fame.
Child act. Make
Which
lots
reminds
of practice.
Yes,
you know?
New Hades. That was like Dudley from Harry Potter was in the The Pale
The
Blue
Pale
Eye. He
Blue
played
Eye.
Edgar Allan Poe, and actually in the Harry Potter series, like in the last movie or two or whatever, he had lost so much weight he had to wear a fat suit by that point. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he's
Well, you
done
know,
several
fat,
things. He's
fat
done
is
several things.
beautiful now. So you know,
Oh, well,
it's like they
what
give
some
him
people say.
it's like they give him a prettiness costume.
That's
Right?
it.
Yes, it's okay. It's
Depends
okay.
on
Do
who
not
you talk
judge
to, I
him
guess.
for having, you know, some people are skinny and ugly, and then it's actual, then it's some heft. You know, he look unhealthy.
Yeah, kind of like Neville. Neville changed a lot.
Yes, yes. I think
Yes.
humans.
Yes.
Yes. I think humans. Humans should be fat. It's better that
That's
way.
it. More meat, right? More blood.
Okay, not more blood.
Mm.
Easier to catch.
Oh, yes, because they
Much
can't move
easier.
as fast.
You know, they have all this. They have
Right, like in
extra-
Zombieland.
Yes.
If you're fast, you can't run away and
Yeah.
they'll get you.
Rule it's number one, cardio,
I don't
right?
remember I don't remember. I don't remember the rule number.
Yes. Vampires know
That's right.
importance of cardio. I mean, our hearts not beat at all.
Oh,
So
ladies,
you
made a
are
good
very
point there.
lucky, and you waste, right? But it's
Sweeter
good,
blood
it's
from
good.
all
You-
the sugar. That's
That's a
true.
good point.
Exactly.
That's a
Yes. They eat more things. They're more fattening. You know, fattening things. They're more delicious. They make the blood taste much better.
Oh, much better.
Only thing that's better than just fat man? Alcoholic fat man. Pickled fat.
Oh, because then it's
Oh.
preserved, well preserved. Yes.
But hang on. The liver is it delicious when it's
Yes.
when it's full of alcohol?
Yes.
Certainly. Yes. Eat many people over, you know, centuries. I've been alive many times. And you know, it's always the same. Yeah. Another thing, you get more marbleization in the meat. Yes.
Like ribeye.
Yes.
Ribeye.
Wait, we have a question though. Someone
question.
said, but if you are what you eat, will the vampire get fat?
Oh,
Vampires don't get fat. There's
they
no
don't process. They don't
the
process
fat in
the
blood.
That's
blood.
what I would
flavor.
think,
It's
right?
flavor, you know. We digest all blood. It tastes different, but same thing.
Oh, that's true. They can't.
it's
There's
just
no
energy. No.
carbs.
That's right.
Can't get fat from blood.
Exactly.
Just blood.
My friend, he is Ian Solink. Met him 300 years ago, I think. He's only 400-year-old vampire, but you know, not very smart guy. He gets into this trend where you know, back 400 years ago, it's same trend happens today, where you know humans they think that the fat is the beautiful thing, and so he want to fit in with the humans, make hunting easier, right? So, in order to look fat, he inject fat into himself. And that's the only way I've seen fat vampire.
Oh.
It don't last very long either because we heal, you know.
What did he
He's
inject
fat.
into himself?
He's fat. So he
just
kill
injected
one man.
fat.
He kill one man. He take all his fat,
Oh,
put in
okay.
jars, he preserve, then he takes syringe, and then he, you know, inject himself.
Yeah, it's
he
the
looked like
first
Stay Puft
Botox.
Marshmallow Man, you know, from Ghostbust.
Oh,
That's,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, not like real fat person, but, you know, like stupid humans, they don't know.
oh, okay.
And they just try to be nice. Like, oh, you're looking very nice today, Ian. And he'd be like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know, he get many people with this hunting method. But I don't like below my dignity, you know, I'm not going to inject myself with fat. It's not no. I just catch them the old-fashioned way. Let them get fat. I catch them. It's easy. Sissy. Okay, I think Jeffrey's telling me I hear him in my earpiece. He says time to